Hello, 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 hello. My name is Mark. Let's talk about the tariff again. Okay. Um, I read this article just a little bit. I just wanna keep myself just surprised. I love a surprise. Just want to get the news directly in my face. Pause. A US-China trade war could be catastrophic. What is Trump's endgame strategy? This analysis by Stephen Collinson in CNN. Let's read about it. CNN, the fast worsening trade war between the US and China, the planet's premier geopolitical powers, whose economies are intricately inwitted, intertwined, intertwined, trends to wreak severe damage on both nations and will send shockwaves worldwide. Yes, I think again, if I remember correctly, if when I said that both of them need each other. The U.S. needs the raw material that China had, and China needs American people to buy their stuff. It's like a win-win situation, but I do understand why. To me, I think when uh, I still in high school, I remember that China always been the threat against economies around the world. I think it's just economy, just threats, because how dominated they are on just how things they're doing, not their raw material or just basically everything is from China. And if I remember that they people said a bunch of things about China that said, hey, uh, China can lose if things happen badly. I forgot what it is. I think just people moving away from China. I don't know what it is, but I do remember there's a video or just a study that about how to get away from China's pull from just like monopoly on everything. I don't remember part of it or just, but I just know that it happened. I don't know if it's popular enough that study of like China just get away from China's monopoly on everything. But right now, everybody's done with China. And if you saw a bunch of video about China, China is not doing great on everything. If you know tofu drag, their food is kind of fake and everything. That's a lot of things in happen in China that I don't want to discuss. But in reality, China still like the most important thing in the world. They supply everything to a bunch of countries that you may not know. They are doing everything like sending things to I think it's not Siberia. What is it? Not I forgot what country. It is yeah, Siberia or something like that. I know yeah, Siberia. Sent something to Siberia, but ended up kind of like their train station kind of. If you know, you know that accident happened. And then they will send a bunch of stuff to Africa too. They are putting their money on Africa. I think most of them probably right now in Africa. So China's still doing their thing, but now with tariffs, it's just they're playing with someone who always producing their stuff, and most American businesses, especially like billionaires and stuff, put their factory in China. And China are really really good at making this. They are technically gifted for fixing and making these things. And I don't understand why US doing this. Like since President Donald Trump launched this potential cataclysm, it's fair to ask whether he's got a strategy and how he sees the end game. To me, his strategy always been trying to make sure that American get their job back. Like they took our job, even though China's trying to just doing their thing. Just the company who chose to go to China to get cheap labor, because how if we put the company here, I don't know how much they're going to pay. It's always the billionaires, the great company. If you put things in America, can it be cheap? I think they can. It's up to the CEO and the people who works at the top. I think they could, but getting things here, it's not easy. Building something here or in America, not here. Uh, in America, it's not easy. So it's his strategy is stupid. If I'm being honest, I think the whole point is just trying to bring jobs to America. But if you're trying to bring jobs, balancing it, you have to take a deal, a negotiation about, hey, can we buy strategy not to China but to the big companies, big, middle or small companies on the US, to make sure that everything here kind of sorted out. But Trump didn't think that far. He always think about China, 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 without thinking that, hey, maybe you talk to the CEO of Apple, CEO of any American company who put their stuff in China, building their stuff in China. Ask them about that, and then you go with China, have a negotiation with China to sort things out. That's how your real leader should work. Talk to the American CEO, but nope, you blame other countries without thinking like, hey, you made your stuff in China. Can we put things here? Uh, like day by day, you just slowly but surely for the long run, for the better of America. But you did. You just blame China. Put tariffs on China. Doesn't make any sense. As usual, Trump is improvising. Of course he is, because he's dumbass. His stunning escalation in tariffs on China this week didn't follow any meaningful formula. He's acting as he always does, like a real estate shark, which he currently bankrupt. Most of his stuff are bankrupt, raising the stakes to intolerable levels to seek leverage. Is the latest manifestation of madman theory, by which Trump conjures the most extreme of circumstances to try to spook his opponents, which China didn't care. They stand up, and the rest of the country, I don't know if they. I think they are preparing stuff. Uh, just have like a just timeout on everything. I think it's cool to see the world now works together to face not Russia. I think Russia's still having like problem um, everything in North Korea, but most of them, like most of people in the world, like trying to work together and face USA. Perhaps it will work. And China, not eager to wreck an economy that no longer pumps out eye-popping growth numbers, will rush to the table. Many China experts believe that Beijing doesn't want to go to the brink any more than Trump does. The potential consequences of full-on trade war for both sides might leave them with no option but to step back. Since uh, tariff 90-day pause, so Trump still being a bitch, cannot stand on business. But after Trump's latest raising on of the stakes on Thursday, when confirmed tariffs on China's goods would now hit 145%, Chinese President Winnie the Pooh hit back, pushing duties on U.S. goods entering China to 125%. Now, I think these Chinese products, not Chinese products, the American goods, probably Apple and stuff, and I think most of American goods are in China, basically. Louis Vuitton and everything is still Louis Vuitton, any branded things made in China. So I think they're going to sell that for cheap. She said that China was not afraid. They're petty. They are not forget. They're petty and not forget about everything. But the Japan stuff, they're not forgetting it about that shit too. They live it. There were also new signs that Trump's team doesn't appreciate the factors in Beijing driving China's calculations. CNN Kylie Atwood reported that the administration had privately warned that the Chinese not to respond to the U.S. tariffs and that Winnie the Pooh should requested a call with Trump. A source familiar with this discussion said such a move would have implied that the Chinese president was supplicant to the U.S. president who started the standoff and intolerable, possibly for Beijing. Yes, I think it's bad for Beijing economy, but I think this is good. I don't know what they're good at, but I think with Pooh standing up to shit, orange shit, I think things going to be it's gonna be wild, a wild ride. The risks are massive. Of course it is. We're now in a huge trade war with China, and the tariffs that have been imposed on China are what I would call prohibitive. Former Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told Zain Asser and Biana Golodryga on CNN International Thursday they are going to result in a massive impact on United States and global economy. No one knows where these policies are headed. I think if China is playing, he knows what they're doing, and then taking. And I know they're working with EU. I don't know if they're working with Australia, but if every continent in this world working with China, US is cooked. I think if they know what they're doing, but I think I don't know. With she having a health problem like this, I think last year he's having a health problem and things aren't good at China politics. I don't know the detail of it, but I hope he's doing good, and I hope that he's doing. I hope he knows what he's doing. Trump's tactics assume that the threat of massive consequences will force China into negotiations, as happened in his first term when the two sides reached a trade agreement that was never fully implemented even before the COVID-19 pandemic effectively shut down US relations with Beijing. And then they blame everything. I mean, yeah, China started it, but coercing China could backfire given its vast economic weight and it's sensitive to slights from Western powers it views as trying to thwart its rise. China's population is unlikely to respond well to threats after years of nationalistic policy making and propaganda aimed at superseding the United States. Yes, but they still buy an iPhone. Trump insisted Thursday that his personal chemistry with Xi would be decisive. He's been in a true sense. He's been a friend of mine for a long period of time. He said at a cabinet meeting, but you say fuck you. I hope, and then you said that in the fundraiser, they come in to kiss my ass. So I think he's not your friend anymore. Trump often reminisces fondly about visit by Pooh to his Mar-a-Lago resort during his first term when the two munch Ice Spice reference on the most beautiful piece of chocolate cake that you've ever seen. Yes, a piece of ass cheeks and shit. And he informed his stunned guests about military strikes he'd just ordered in Syria. Cake diplomacy is unlikely in Trump's second term. Chumminess isn't really his style. China prefers negotiations be conducted in a grueling lower-level formal diplomacy. Leader meetings are highly scripted, far from the scenario of big guys getting together in the room thrashing it out, and that Trump prefers. Yes, Trump has always been the guy always show things to the public. So yeah, the other I respect see people like, hey, come on, drop the act, stop dilly dallying, and let's get straight to it, man. Let's get straight to the business. And this man always trying to make things entertainment, like motherfucker. Uh, Politics is I know it's entertainment in US, but come on, trying to negotiate and everything is not entertainment. This is like real shit. This for USA and for the people. Why everything have to be entertainment? Just be boring like for once. God damn. President Winnie the Pooh is not a negotiator. His role is not to be engaged in a trade negotiation. Instead, is working level. The bureaucrats, the functionaries negotiate the deal, said Zhongyan Zhou, a senior fellow for China studies at the Council on Foreign Relations. From that perspective, I do see some short-term logistical challenges, even though the intent to do de-escalate may still be there in China. Yeah, I don't know that Winnie the Pooh right here is not that great negotiator. Both of them are trash, but at least uh, she knows like just a little bit of negotiation deal. Eh, it's Winnie the Pooh. What do you expect? There's also no chance China will expose its leader to a freewheeling awful session when anything can happen. Just ask Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after his dressing down earlier this year. Oh, oh, she have the balls. Just go to United States. Just be petty and be disrespectful. Please, I want to see this man going to bring his entourage with him. Oh my God, there's gonna be something if that happened, but I don't think it's going to. Or Israel, with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin, who was surprised this week when Trump said he might not lift tariffs in return for the Jewish state eliminating its trade deficit with U.S. But at least they connecting with each other, like sucking dick to each other. So yeah, with this, I don't know. Uh, but as the global trade war quickly evolved over the past several days, the administration has no new idea use trade agreements with allies to isolate and pressure China. It's not a good idea, if I'm being honest, to pressure them. I think they're going to do whatever the fuck they want. A long shot, however, since the president has alienated nations that he need for this, including Canada and those in the EU. America's friend have decided the US is yep. I don't. I think Canada still have like tariffs on China, if I remember correctly, and then China do the same thing to Canada. Hopefully, Canada realize that and then have a conversation to make sure that they don't like get tariffs and then have a beef with China. I think with EU, I don't know if it's done, but they met with each other. I think the leader of EU. So, CNN Alina Treen asked Trump to identify his endgame with China on Thursday. The president shook his head when asked if he was waiting for Xi to blink, and he couldn't say how he resolved the showdown. Look, for years we've been ripped off and taken advantage of by China. That's a little bit of truth, but the rest is I don't know. And others, in all fairness, but that's the big one. Trump said, "This is an astonishingly blasé attitude given the ramification of the conflict between the world's largest economies that could have incalculable consequences." Yeah, both of them can damage, especially China and US. Both of them are so big, and then America is like one of the biggest economies in the world. I think they're the best. I think they're number one. But if you put yourself in the land of the freedom, home of the brave, and blah blah blah, I think the principle of that should be hold to the standard. But since the president doesn't have any standard and doesn't have a good merit, and he's retarded, and he is not capable enough. He's a pussycat who doesn't go to war and acts like he got injured or some shit like that. This thing could end badly. But let's see. 90 days still long, but time goes time fly go what is the word? Time goes fly so fast, and you don't know that 90-day of pause is over, and we're going to back to square one again. So yeah, with this, I think she is gonna stand his ground. He's going to stand on business. He's not afraid. With how propaganda and everything, like police doing some bullshit in his country, he doesn't care. He really doesn't care. But America, with Trump and his lackeys who suck his dick and praise him like a god every single goddamn day, I don't think they can stand on business. They can't stand on business. Like his what is it? The guy who said that people going to screw a little hole, a little screw the iPhone, make the iPhone. That guy said tariffs will be bad, but now he's just happy and smiling like a bitch. So in the end, everything is going to everything will going to shit. Will be going to shit. I don't know if that's so fucking grammar shit and like that. But that's it. I think this is bad. But here we are. 2025 baby. Hopefully Trump supporter be I don't think they're going to accept that. And like Dave Port who lost a 7 figure, and then in the UFC event he shake hands with Trump. So it doesn't fucking matter. So Trump, stand on business. Don't be a bitch. If you wanna ruin an economy, ruin the economy. You said it yourself. Promises kept. Promises made. Promises made. Promises kept. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye, bitches.